Cancer, it's Angela. We are going to do your October 2022 reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And then, like I always say, any of those people that are outside of the Cancer realm or outside of October, and you find yourself with this video now, you've been intuitively led here, and the guidance is here for you as well. Okay, we do soul readings, soul guidance, and they are mostly working with your inner energy and finding different ways that you can make some shifts and grow and evolve your soul. That's really not a lot about external occurrences or predicted outcomes or anything like that on the outside. This is all within you. And as you grow and expand, then you get to, enjoy that sort of more elevated way of seeing things, and things become a little more in the flow of the way the universe is offering you to live, right? More in the flow instead of with more difficulty or things staying stuck within your being. So thanks for being here. If you don't forget to like and subscribe and share and do all those things that help the channel grow, so that as we evolve, so does it. What we normally do is pull one oracle card and give us a theme or something to focus on, and then we get into some details using the Zen-based tarot deck that I use. And Soul's Journey is the oracle that we're using this time. And the card that I pulled from that deck for you, Cancer, of all things, is growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. So that's kind of what we're here for. So this is like double duty. You're here to expand your consciousness, and we're going to focus on expanding your consciousness. Exactly, right? Okay, so let's get to it. Here are the Zen cards we have. This spread is called the tree. We have two sets of branches and the trunk here. We're going to start in this middle branch, swoop down to the trunk to create some growth and bring us to this higher level of awareness here. Okay, your center card is your starting point, Cancer, and I got the Lovers. As it pertains to expansiveness and growing your consciousness, what could be better than the Lovers? This is, in my interpretation of this, in this spread, in this moment, this is your full capacity for compassion, for self-compassion, for compassion toward others, toward the universe, toward the known and the unknown, the seen and the unseen, just moving with the energy of love. And that's where the growth starts. That's exactly where it starts, because without that, we have fear, vulnerability, worry, anxiety, and we want to rest back into this heart space as often as we can. That's what will help facilitate our soul's growth. So that could be like, reading's over. There's the key. But yeah, we can expand on that. This is beautiful. It's a beautiful place to start, Cancer. Internally, your inner being, as it relates to this energy of compassion, your inner being says, be aware of all of the energetic support you have around you. This is in your guides, in your loved ones that have passed on, in people that are alive on this planet, but maybe not in close proximity. People that are in close proximity, your loved ones, your close circle, all the ways that souls can gather in support of your growth. This is beautiful. You may want to call on some of your spirit guides now and then. You may want to, because this is in the inner position, you may want to start, a little short mantra at night before you go to sleep that welcomes in the support of all of your loved ones and all of your spirit guides. And then as you sleep and as you're in subconscious, you get to explore that a little more. We put a lot of attention on our waking self and the things that we can think and discern and put into action. but there's a whole other, vibration going on underneath all that and around all that of energetic support, and that we can always call on it when we wish. Like when you have a dream of someone that you haven't seen in a while, or someone who's passed on, that's energy. That's not just a coincidence. That's, as far as I believe, some people believe it's strictly a coincidence, but or unprocessed data in your mind. But to me, it's deeper. There's a deeper connection there. And all the times that you've picked up the phone and you're thinking of someone, and then they call you or they text you and you see, they're right there. That happens to me all the time. And I just tend to think it's not an accident. It's part of that flow. It's part of that universal and energetic support that's always there. That's always really guiding us if we're listening. Right? Okay. So within you, as it relates to that compassionate heart, you realize you're not alone in it. And you have other energies, other vibrations supporting that in you. In the external position, as this shows up, as this combination of compassion and energetic support combines, it shows up in your waking world as turning in. Now, this is, I'm going to take this in a kind of a literal way and say that your daily meditation practice, if you have one, continue it, maybe even step it up a little, or if you don't have one, begin. And you don't have to be just like this figure where she's, completely in a meditative state and everything else is going on around her and she's unaware. You don't have to do that. But more often than not, if you can find ways to sort of quiet the mental activity and the mind chatter that we all carry, find ways to do that. If it comes in the form of, taking a hot bath and just resting in the water, or going swimming, or taking a run, or being with your animals, being in nature. There's all kinds of ways that an activity that you can do. Listening to music, it's a really great way. It turns off the mental chatter and it allows you to be in the flow, in the moment, right? And it allows you to embody your life as it is now, right? So any of those activities, and it could also be sitting and meditating and focusing on the breath for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. But those are all ways that this turning in can show up in your life, where you have more attention on the energy that's present and less on the imaginary stuff that's going on in your mind, which as human beings, that's never going to stop. But the energy is, the vibration underneath it all is also guiding you. And especially if you're staying open-hearted and open to those energies that come through, and those ways that the universe shows up for you, staying open to that helps to expand your consciousness, which is, remember, our goal is that growth, and that helps a lot. So maybe start a practice or increase your practice, or just continue as you have been if you have one. Okay, next is this card here is going to be your key to getting to this higher level of awareness, right? And that is an energy that you want to focus on. And look what we got, consciousness. So some of you, I guess you're really kind of already there. You're already playing in this field, right? And I guess if you're at this channel, then you already really are having a tendency toward listening to your higher self more often. This is a mental energy, but it's the highest version of it. It's like in the deck itself, it's like the final card of the cloud suit, which is the mind. And look how the intuition in the third eye there is lit up. So your intuition is on board now. So this is really, it's almost like, in order to expand my consciousness, I have to be more aware of my higher consciousness. And in order to find that awareness, I need to clear my mind. I need to find more ways to be more heart-led and clear my mind and feel out more of my life than decide and to discern and use my logic in order to get through it. It's important. Our minds are very important tools. We need that logic. We need that discernment and that sort of, checks and balances that goes on in our mind. We need it, but it should not be the only thing leading us. And what we tend to forget in our human nature is, there's a lot going on underneath it too. There's heart, there's feelings, there's a lot of vibration that can help balance that out. Some of us are the other way, where I don't want to think about it, and I just want to feel, and I just want to, but it's the balancing of it, I think, that helps us with that growth that we need, that growth of consciousness and the expansion that we're seeking. But obviously, it starts with the heart. Like without even reading the cards, I could have told you that, right? But that's why those cards came up too. So yeah, and then you have the heart and the consciousness in line. Like the consciousness is, your intuition and your higher self lends to the heart and supports the heart, and the other way around, right? They buoy each other. And that's what we're saying about that balance. So now that you call more awareness to your intuition and your vibration and the way that you're nudged, toward things with a heart-led attitude, that helps bring you to this higher level of awareness as it pertains to your own spiritual growth. Okay. And that card I got is the dream. So this is, I'm going to say in this reading, this means to me, hold your vision. See the vision of, now see, I've got, this is an emotion card as well. So feel it out too. Feel it out. How do I want to, what does the most expansive version of me feel like? That's the question. What does the most expanded version of me feel like? And then hold that vision, hold that feeling. And, there will be moments when you're not in your higher consciousness, right? And the human and the ego and the persona come through and lead you for a little bit, but always returning to that alignment is the key. Even if it's at a more basic level, even if you're not always way up there in high consciousness territory, once you've practiced yourself there, it's not something you'll forget, right? It's not something you can unknow. So it's really a matter of how much fuel do you want to give it? How much do you want to feed that so that it is grown to a point within your being that it's just the automatic way to go. Automatically, I lead with my heart. I can't do it any other way, because that I know is the shortcut and is what is lending to my own spiritual growth. So really, it's a matter of putting it into practice. But I love the vision, the dream card. It's kind of like vision boarding within your own mind. This is how I want to feel and be. And remember, that's in the higher placement. That's in this sort of, high consciousness level within you. So you got this, right? Internally, and the energy that supports this card of the dream is creativity. Love it. So this now, this is your inner being creative. So the way I interpret this is your self-expression is a big part of your personal and spiritual growth. Be sure that you're creating, if you're starting from the heart and everything leads from that, then your self-expression and your creativity is heart-led as well. And it really can't lead you wrong. This could be a literal creative act, like a creative endeavor that you want to start that helps you feel consciously, at a higher consciousness level. Maybe you're a poet and maybe that's what helps feed your soul, right? Very important to keep that up. And this could also be a new way to express yourself that you discover. as your spiritual growth continues. But that is super important. Creativity and expressing how we feel in all these unique and different ways is just, I think, one of the most important things that we could embark upon in this lifetime. And I know, like, in society and stuff, the arts hold a lot of importance in society, but to some people, they just skip right over it. Like, they don't even think, like in the schools, how like a lot of the programs are being cut, for creative endeavors are being cut because of funding. It's like, what? That's the most important. Cut the math. Who cares about the math? Although, sorry math brainiacs, but the creativity and expression is it's just the most direct way for human connection that I can think of. And it's a very important thing. So I'm finding that at some point for you, Cancer, as you're exploring this spiritual growth and leading with your heart more and practicing more present moment awareness and more mindfulness, and that those moments of turning in and tuning in to your internal being, I think that might unleash some new creative activity for you. But right now it's in this internal position. So I'm feeling like, even if it's just the idea of it, that might be enough to get you feeling inspired. But it does lend to your growth every time. And then we have this final card, and this is the outcome, or like the overview, or the way to cap off the whole journey of your soul's growth. And we got going with the flow. And here's another card of emotion. This is another card that focuses on our feelings. And the more we resist something, the bigger it'll grow. If you move with the flow that the universe is providing, the flow of life and the energies that's present, and you move with what is, things are so much smoother. It's just easier. And that lends to your personal and spiritual expansion, because you're not spending time kind of, in the boxing ring, wrestling with every idea, or wrestling with whomever in your life, moving with the flow and moving with the energy that's there. And notice how that is right above the turning in card too, that they go hand in hand, right? Being able to check out from the mental checklists and everything, and be able to just be in life, is going with the flow, like, personified there. It's that is what it is. So I love that for you guys. I love that a lot. That's your sort of roadmap to some personal and spiritual expansion. And now I'm going to pull a bonus card for you. This is coming from this deck called Notes from the Universe. And it's just a quick, fun little messages from our higher beings that are, our guides and our angels, and however you want to depict that. So I am going to pull one for you guys. Ooh, one flew out. And here it is. You guys, this is perfect, because I got karma is on your side. So yeah, that's the balance that we're talking about. That's this, heart-led, knowing that the universe is always supporting you, using our higher consciousness, that, and then going with the flow, that creates flow coming back to you too, right? That's that exchange of energy. And the more elevated perspective you hold, and the more you allow the flow of life to move in your experience, the easier it all becomes. And karma knows, just like mama knows, karma knows all, and will always support and hold you in the energy that you're projecting, right? If you're projecting frustration, karma's going to know it, and you're going to have some frustrated stuff coming at you, right? It's kind of like that saying, what you fight, you feed. right? Or your thoughts become things, right? So it's being able to have that all lined up and be real clean in your inner vibration, and know, I'm heart led. I'm going to use my intuition. I'm going to, allow my mind to guide me, but not to the point where it overtakes me. And I'm going to create a balance and let the flow of life move me. And karma knows when karma knows. That's all I got to say. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. And it's good to see you on my channel again. If you're new here too, by the way, welcome. Thank you. It's good to see you. And until next time. Okay, Cancer, bye.